Welcome back to another edition of Components Breakdown. Today we're going to be looking at the 2009 release game Dicetown. Dicetown is what I would consider to be a family game for the most part that's themed in the American West. It's an easy game to teach and a very easy game to play. It's got some mechanics that involve dice rolling, set collection, and variable phase order, but the gist of the game is kind of like a variant on poker and Yahtzee mixed together, in which players will roll dice from one turn to the next, and taking tricks and owning certain parts in a town. So with that, let's take a look at Dicetown itself and see what comes inside the box. With the box lid now open, the first thing you're going to see is the full color rulebook. It's 4 pages from front to back. It's in a landscape style, and it's very easy to understand. No problems at all reading this the first time through and understanding all the rules and mechanics in the game. Next thing you're going to see is a landscape style board that folds out to double its size. Now on the board itself, you're going to notice several different buildings. These buildings represent the different areas that you're trying to win in your poker hands from one turn to the next. Each of these buildings gives different benefits to the player that wins those buildings. Looking inside the box, you're going to see 2 compartments. On the right hand side are the 5 dice cups, which are used to shake your dice and then to hide the contents below them. On the left hand side, you're going to notice a couple different things. The first thing are all the dice included in the game. Now if you see on here, the dice consist of numbers from 9 up to, I guess an ace isn't a number, but up to an ace, which are the highest hands of a poker hand. And in all there are 25 of these poker dice. The next thing you're going to notice are these gold nuggets. There's 30 total gold nuggets in the game. And then we have the dollar bills for Dicetown and the cards. There's 2 different kind of cards. The first set of cards are the general store cards, and the second set of cards are the property claim cards. So let's actually open all this stuff up and set up a game. So now we have the game board set up with all the components. Now I've made some modifications on here to the game itself. For instance, you're not going to have all the money up here at the start of the game, and all the property cards aren't going to be face up as such, but this is going to give you a general layout of the game itself. All the gold nuggets are going to start here in the gold mine. The bank's going to have money as well as the stagecoach. The general store cards are going to go above the general store, and then you have all the property cards with the mayor. So basically, as I had mentioned earlier in the beginning of the instructional video, that the game takes place over a series of rounds. The rounds consist of rolling all 5 of your dice per turn, and then keeping one of them. Now there are the ability to keep more than one of them by paying out dollars to the stagecoach, which go up eventually to the bank. But the idea of the game is to try to get the areas that you're looking for. For instance, if you look on here, to win the gold mine itself, you need a highest hand of 9s, and then 10s, and then jacks, queens, kings, and then whatever poker hand would be the best would win the town hall. So basically it's a game of poker trying to get the hands that you want to go with the actions you want to take for each of these specific buildings. My initial thought of Dicetown is that it's extremely easy to learn, extremely easy to play. The cool thing about it though is that it sets up very, very quickly, as well as its breakdown time. It takes less than 5 minutes to set up the game, and it takes less than 5 minutes to put it back in the box and put it away. It's a really good family game. It's something that I've used to introduce games, especially to my sister and my parents. It's not overly strategic, and anybody who has any kind of background in playing poker could play this game. This is something that I would suggest to just about anybody that's into playing poker and into playing board games as well. It can be picked up for fairly cheap, so if you guys can find it for $20-25, it's definitely something that I would pick up. So that is Dicetown. Thanks again for watching, guys.